Welcome to Musings of a Geriatric Mama, where we discuss all things millennial and motherhood. This is not your average show where we romanticize being a mom, but rather a place where we keep it real while guiding you through restorative living and wellness, mind, body, and soul. Here you'll find impactful insights from high-achieving moms and mother figures, navigating life through this exhausting yet simultaneously rewarding journey. You may laugh or cry and even possibly pee yourself. So do a Kegel or two and hold on to your seat. It's going to be a bumpy ride, but it doesn't have to be a lonely one. I'm your host, Ketan Ame, and thank you for meeting me here. Welcome back to another episode of Musings of a Geriatric Mama. I'm your host, Ketan Ame, and I hope you have been well. Listen, the new year is upon us. And to be honest, one of the things that I know that is always on our New Year's resolution list is how do we get organized? So a lot of us are busy moms. A lot of us are busy with our careers, work, family, elderly parents, and it's not always easy to get organized. What if I told you that there is a way to use AI to help you get organized, more on task, and more efficient? Now, hear me out. I know everybody's like, what's up with this AI being everywhere? What does motherhood and AI have anything to do with the other? Well, stay tuned. I'm going to give you 3 ChatGPT prompts that busy moms can use to organize their lives, protect their peace, and regain a little bit more of their time, their sanity, and increase their quality time with those that they love most. If you're a busy mom, your brain is probably carrying way more than any human should. There is something that has been scientifically defined as the invisible mental load. As per an article by Psychology Today, the mental load or cognitive household labor refers to the behind-the-scenes work required to keep family life running smoothly. It involves constant planning, organizing, and scheduling tasks such as these: ensuring the pantry is stocked with essentials, keeping track of doctor's appointments and school activities, coordinating holiday gifts, meals, and travel arrangements. These tasks are often invisible but undeniably significant. They require substantial mental energy. It can actually contribute to stress and lead to burnout when shouldered disproportionately by one person. And would you guess who that one person may be? It's you, mama. So, what if I told you that you can use technology, and in this case specifically AI, to take some of that weight off your shoulders by getting organized? Because the more you're organized, the less stress that you have when things are written out and planned out accordingly. Okay? So what are we talking about? We're talking about school schedules, work deadlines, meal prep, appointments, birthdays, grocery lists, and somewhere in the middle of it all, you're trying to remember who you are outside of motherhood. But here's the good news. You do not have to carry it alone. What if I told you that ChatGPT can be the assistant or the house manager that you have been searching for? No, she can't babysit. I really wish she could. But she can help you plan, organize, and free up more mental space for what matters most. Before we dive into some practical prompts that can help lighten some of your load, let's talk a little bit about AI, because we all know that there is a bit of controversy surrounding the technology. Artificial intelligence refers to computer systems that can perform complex tasks normally done by human reasoning, decision-making, creating, and etc. There's no single simple definition of artificial intelligence, because AI tools are capable of a wide range of tasks and outputs, as defined by researchers at NASA. So, I know we've all seen the movies where AI rebels, and I think this is what most people have in mind, which makes us really hesitant. I myself have been pretty hesitant to use AI, but as I'm embracing some of the benefits of using AI as a tool in my day-to-day task. What does AI and being a busy mom have anything to do with one another? What if I told you that you can use simple prompts to help organize and reclaim some of your time back? Here are 3 powerful ChatGPT prompts that will help you organize your life, create more calm, and get your time back. 1, the weekly life organizer prompt. So this is how you would write it in your ChatGPT. Before we get into that, please have a pen ready so that you can take notes and make these intentional decisions to use technology in your favor so that you can reclaim some of your time back. So here we go. I gave you some time to get that pen and paper. You got it? You ready? Okay, here we go. Prompt number 1. I'm calling this the weekly life organization prompt. This is what you're going to type into your ChatGPT. Let's do it. Chat, help me plan my week. Here are my priorities, appointments, and my non-negotiables. Please create a simple weekly schedule with time blocks, reminders, and space for rest. My priorities are, and then you would add your priorities, your appointments, the things that you have to do into this area specifically tailored to you. So that's the thing about your GPT. The more information you give it, the more that it can give you more concise feedback aligned with what you're trying to accomplish. So it's not a replacement for human intelligence. I feel like it's a tool that can help us be more efficient. And your intelligence is the fuel for this machine, okay? So why does this particular prompt work? The truth is, a lot of us thrive on rhythms and patterns that are as predictable as possible. Motherhood is very unpredictable. So if we have some type of outline that we can try to stick to, it makes it a little bit easier. And truthfully, if we have a tool that is organizing our time for us, I feel like it takes a little bit more off of our shoulders. Motherhood thrives on rhythm. It's not rigidity because things happen left and right. But a weekly plan does give you structure, clarity, some predictability, and less decision fatigue. Let me pause there. Decision fatigue is a real thing. So you're already carrying this invisible mental weight, which is related to all the decisions that you have to make. And I always say that mental fatigue is worse than physical fatigue because the brain is the powerhouse that powers the rest of the body. And if we're tired mentally, nothing else is going to work the way we want it to. I think that it's important to find tools that will help reduce some of that decision fatigue so that we have more clarity and vision to continue to progress and move this family train forward because we know it's a lot. So you'll have less decision fatigue, a little bit more mental peace. When you give ChatGPT your appointments and priorities, it will turn them into a clean, organized weekly plan, something that you can screenshot, print out, so that everyone can see and everyone would be on the same page. So basically, some real life examples of what you can feed into this prompt, whether or not you have school drop-offs, you can put in your work meetings, you can put in doctor appointments for your child, laundry, your grocery pickup schedule. And what I did like about this particular prompt is that it gave us space and time for rest, okay? A part of this prompt is please create a simple weekly schedule with time blocks, reminders, and space for rest. Let's just take a breather on that. Let's just pause and reflect about rest. I think as moms, we equate rest to being lazy, non-productive, non-fruitful. When the truth is, if you want to take it back to the beginning and really give some even biblical context, even God rested. So rest is not a dirty word. Rest is essential to regain that momentum that you need, the reset that you need to renew your mind so that you can handle the next task even more efficiently. Okay. I always say, a well Kedna is good for everyone else, meaning that if I can prioritize rest, renewing my mind, being in a good mental space, it makes me more present, available, and ready to pour into others when I've taken time to reset and pour back into myself. So self-care task should be included in your weekly task, even if it is a 10-minute walk around the neighborhood or listening to your favorite podcast. Maybe Musings of a Geriatric Mama? I don't know. But the truth is, if you have time to get your Kindle, set aside a 10-minute block, a 30-minute block to read your favorite book, make a cup of tea and sit outside, bird watch. You know, we're getting older, so some of our, what do they call those again? Some of our hobbies are, a little bit different. We may be into bird watching, and there's no judgment in that. I love it. Whatever renews your mind, body, and spirit, block the time to do it, okay? If you're able to combine these practical blocks of time, it helps to allow some harmony, because I know there is a lot of controversy also behind the term work-life balance, but it allows some type of harmony into your routine, so you're not really scrambling in the morning. And here's a bonus prompt in relation to getting your week together. Here we go. Ready? ChatGPT, create a weekly plan for a mom with 2 kids working from home who needs dedicated focus time, family time, and rest. I love that. Like I said, this tool will continue to tailor to your needs the more information that you give it. So you can tell them exactly who you are, what your goals are, and it will spit out this information. Am I the only one that loves to see what ChatGPT is like thinking and then unloads? It's like so satisfying. So satisfying. But in all seriousness, this prompt keeps the overwhelm at bay. We're not going to say that it takes it away completely, because I believe as we're juggling so many different things, we may be, single moms, we may be foster parents, we may be moms of multiples, we may be moms of children with special needs. So overwhelm may just be a little bit a part of our story regardless. But if we can create structures, patterns, and systems that allow us to take some of that mental load off, then I think it'd make things just a little bit better, Yeah, for sure. So here's the second prompt. I hope you've been taking notes, okay? Now we're going into prompt 2, the meal planning Lifesaver prompt. I must admit, I know if I meal prepped, my life would be a little bit easier, because that is like the bane of our existence, right? That is why so many couples argue. This question, this existential question, what's for dinner? The worst thing is, not only are your kids asking what's for dinner or saying, "Mommy, I'm hungry," then your spouse comes in is like a minute later after the kids asked, "Hey, what's for dinner?" Okay, chill out. Let me think. And the truth is, if we meal prep, it would really help. I think meal prepping is essential for productivity, for just having one less thing to do and one less thing to worry about. And I know if I implemented something like this, it would just make things easier. So I'm definitely going to use this. So are you ready for this prompt? Here we go. Create a 5-day meal plan that is quick, healthy, uses minimal ingredients, and works for a busy mom with limited time. Include a complete grocery list. Like, mic drop. Are you serious right now? Are you telling me I could tell this AI, this computer, to generate a grocery list for me? That's exactly what I'm telling you. Absolutely. This is exactly what I'm telling you. So why does it work? Meal planning is one of the biggest drains on a mom's brain. It requires thinking, choosing, shopping, prepping, then cooking, all while trying to keep everyone happy. I don't know if any of you out there have picky eaters, so I know meal prepping could be crazy if you're trying to meet the nutritional needs of so many different members of your family. And truthfully, sometimes it does require that. Maybe you have a kid that needs to be gluten-free. Maybe you yourself are cutting back on carbs because you have pre-diabetes. That's the truth about us as we're aging. So we have to be so conscious of the fuel that we're putting in our body. And if we're able to meal prep, then it makes it a little bit easier. I remember that conversation that I had with Dr. D a couple of episodes ago, and she talked about fuel being 80% of our journey when it comes to wellness and weight loss. And the fuel is from the food that we eat, to clarify. She also mentioned how busy moms can kind of stay on track when it comes to getting adequate nutrition as well as healthy, adequate nutrition, but having snacks on hand and meal prepping. We're talking about making sure that you're having the daily requirements of protein, vegetables, and fruits, and healthy carbohydrates. So when you lean into using this tool, it will give you easy suggestions for those easy meals. It can even offer substitutions for your picky eaters or your family members that have dietary restrictions, allergies even. You can even keep things budget friendly. And when you give these specific details to the tool, it generates this matching grocery list. So you can either print it out, take a screenshot, and go to your grocery store and have something that you can check off as you go and shop for these ingredients. And another bonus, I think, when you're able to generate a list, you can even check off the ingredients that you already have on hand. And the good thing about it, especially with how times are now, when you know what you have on hand, not only are you saving time, but you're saving money. And sometimes we don't realize that and we end up buying duplicates, and that's just a drain of money, resources, and time. And we all know the economy is not quite economy. So any dollar that is saved is a blessing. Staying organized with this particular list that this prompt offers is just amazing. So many amazing benefits. Here is a real life example. The ChatGPT can create a rotation for breakfast meal ideas, a simple list for your lunches. It could even generate dinners for your week and snacks. You'll get that printable shopping list all in moments. You'll save so much time with the prep. You already have so many things to worry about. When you do meal prep, when you do have these actionable lists in front of you, you can reclaim so much of your time back. And that's what it's all about. Getting that list done, getting those meal ideas on paper, and getting back into the kitchen with those kids, with your spouse, creating memories and meals that are healthy with one another. Yeah, I love it. I love this. So for me, when things are like practical and simplified, it just makes my life so much easier. Let me know if you agree in the comments. All right, we have come to the third and final prompt to get our time back. Okay? All right. Do you remember that congresswoman that said, "I'm reclaiming my time"? Is that what she said? Yes, I think she said something of the sort. I'm reclaiming my time. And it's so important for busy moms. I mean, at the end of the day, you are in the boardroom, in the operating room, at home, managing a household with multiple children as you care for them, caring for sick parents. The list goes on and on and on. Our time is currency. So these prompts really help us get back to the essence of reclaiming our time and allocating our time for the ones that we love most. So, all right, here we go. The third and final prompt that I have for you today is the school and kids schedule organizer prompt. Listen, when my 4-year-old started VPK this past August, I really wanted to go ahead and ask every mom that came before me why no one prepared me for how hectic what I called, in quotations, big school really could be. Like, the learning curve is insane. It took me about almost 6 weeks to adjust to how busy he became and how crazy the schedule is. So this prompt is clutch. So here we go. Help me organize and streamline my kids' schedules. So if you have multiple kids, you do it for every kid. So here it is. Here are their activities and responsibilities. Please create a simple schedule, reminders, and a weekly checklist for each child. Wow, wow, wow. That's some good stuff right there. So when you do this, what does it do? What does the tool do for you? It combines all activities into one streamlined schedule. Each child can get a weekly checklist of their to-dos. I'm just going to pause here. As we're raising children, we want to raise responsible, autonomous, emotionally intelligent children. And that starts with giving them responsibility that is appropriate to their developmental stage. So giving your 6, 7, 8, 9-year-old a checklist, I think it's okay. But that's just my opinion. And that's why this is a podcast. It's my opinion. Don't come for me, please. But I do believe giving children age-appropriate responsibilities are essential as they develop as responsible, empathetic, impactful adults. Okay, I'm getting off my soapbox. So let me continue. Okay, so it gives each child a checklist for their week. It creates a visual routine because different children have different ways of learning. You could just tell one child, like audibly, here's what you have to do. But then you have another child that's a visual learner. So having this printout allows them to see and carry out the tasks that they're responsible for. This prompt will also help suggest reminders for school events and forms that you may also have due. Can I go back to the trauma that is happening to me being a first-time parent of a kid in VPK? So pre-kindergarten, pre-K. Y'all, the homework. Why does a 4-year-old need homework and book reports? If y'all can answer that, go ahead. Tell me in the comments. But anyway, I digress. But yes, they have homework. They have projects, they have plenty of forms that come home almost daily. And this prompt can help you streamline all these lists and tasks. So here's an example that you can actually give. So Monday, there's soccer practice and homework. Wednesday, library books are due. Friday, show and tell. So what you're doing is creating family systems without reinventing the wheel. Yes. So we have reached the end of, I think, a pretty informative episode. Here on Musings of a Geriatric Mama, it's all about giving practical insights that renew us, mind, body, and soul. So you're going to get insights from doctors, you're going to get insights from psychologists and therapists, and you're going to get practical things that you as a busy mom, a busy woman, a busy mompreneur, mogul, visionary, all the things that you are. You're going to get practical insights that help us get through this life a little better, moment by moment. This is a community. We're not going to gatekeep the information, even though we're millennial moms. We can embrace what's new and the things that are going to help us continue to build the legacy that we have been building or are building for our children. Motherhood is beautiful, but it's a lot to carry. And you do deserve systems and processes that support you, not overwhelm you. So using these prompts is like having a personal system, like I said, in your pocket, one that is always available and never complains. And if you got the free version, you're not paying her. So the truth is, all jokes aside, whenever life starts to feel a little overwhelming, open your laptop or your phone and let ChatGPT lighten a little bit of that load, help you think a little bit clearly, and give you back that time that you deserve. Hopefully this helped you. Thank you for listening to this episode of Musings of a Geriatric Mama. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share this episode with someone that is in the trenches. We all deserve to have some of our time back, if it's feasible, because life just gets so busy. But this is a community. You're seen, you're heard, and hopefully you're continuing to flourish because you are worthy of the wonderful. Take care.